Yo, welcome to Thought Process, where I run down everything I can remember about making a project. Today we have the first EP of the Classics series, Hyperspace, which you can listen to right now on Spotify and other platforms with the links below. First of all, the first song of the EP, Eliminate. I made this early 2020. It's technically the 10th dubstep song I ever made. Well, actually it was closer to one of the first ones because most of my initial dubstep songs were just drops. Since I was new to dubstep and music production in general, I didn't really know what sound design was, so I pretty much used only basses from Flex, you know, that default preset library that FL has. I did, though, use a synth called T-Force Alpha Plus that I found in a Praxi video and a frequency shifter that I bought to make a riser. I still use that riser to this day. Honestly, this song is way too loud and compressed because I didn't know how to control my audio levels at the time. The only reason that it sounds relatively manageable is because I didn't know Fruity Limiter was on the master by default at the time, and if I did, when I removed it, I didn't know how to make the audio less distorted. You know, it may be distorted, but I do like how the snare kick layer distorts together. It sounds quite nice to me. There's one bass in this song that I had a lot of trouble making audible, and it kind of messed up the flow a bit, but I think I fixed it later. This isn't the first revision of the song. It used to sound a lot worse. I actually put one of the first revisions of the song on YouTube a long time ago, but then I unlisted it. This is because I released a revised version of it along with the rest of the EP onto YouTube, but I ended up removing all of those because of the song plan, which I'll talk about eventually. The song actually does have a VIP version, which I'll release eventually, so stay tuned for that. I found an earlier version of what was supposed to be the VIP, but I never finished it. I have a lot of old songs that I never finished, to be honest. Also, this song is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. That was not intentional. Next up, Tachyon. I remember pacing my backyard for like 20 minutes straight thinking of an exact melody, only to forget half of it when I went to actually make the song. That's why the melody repeats itself over and over and over again, because there was supposed to be more, but I forgot it. I'm pretty sure I made my own snare for this song as well. It's just a bunch of other snares spliced together. I added these other melodic elements because it sounded pretty dry initially. I also, like a year ago, went back and added some sidechain into the song. I think I added a sub bass as well. This one was made directly after Eliminate, so it was a pretty long time ago. I don't have much else to say, so let's move on. Second to last, why do I hear boss music? Straight up, this just sounds like music that would play during a boss fight, so that's where the name comes from. This is a drum and bass track. Initially, I thought it was dubstep, but that was before I knew the names of any other genres. I'm doing better with identifying the genre of my songs now. I don't really like the growl in this song that I made, but it feels pretty empty without it. The risers here are also way too loud, and the outro is a great example of how much my songs were clipping that poor Fruity Limiter. RIP Fruity Limiter. I used one of the default Patcher synth presets here. I would say this is my second favorite song on the EP right now. And last but not least, The Final Frontier. I considered this song the best one I had ever made at the time, and that held up for a little bit for sure. I remember working on it while I was supposed to be paying attention in online school. I was just quite excited to make it. I literally could not focus. This was also my most complex song at the time. Needless to say, I put a ton of work into it. It was also my first time really thinking about how I made the song. I structured these hi-hats quite precisely. I think this was also the first time I actually layered anything. I have pads layered in the intro. This was also the first time I really used any effects in a song. Too bad I knew just about nothing when it comes to mixing. Also, it doesn't really have a sub bass. Most of my songs from the time didn't. They have this kind of re-space thing, but it phases in and out of the audible range of volume, so it wasn't that good. This was also technically the first song I used Serum on. I had a demo, so most of it wasn't through Serum, but a few bits of it were. This was also my longest song by far at 6 minutes and 31 seconds. After naming the song, I came up with the name for the EP, Hyperspace. Overall, for the EP, if you listen to any song on this project, make it Eliminate. Right now, I think that's the best song on it. Also, keep in mind this stuff is 2 to 3 years old, so it's not that good. I think the ideas are there, but it's not great execution, obviously, since I was new to music at the time. That's all for now. Listen to my EP. Peace.